Gideon Moi However.
The calm hills of Baringo turned chaotic on Thursday morning as angry supporters of former Senator Gideon Moi poured into the streets, chanting anti-Ruto slogans and demanding political respect for the son of the late president, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. What was expected to be a routine day for the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) quickly descended into a political earthquake that exposed growing cracks in President William Ruto's backyard.
Tumehangaika, tumekaa kama yatima, so we need Gideon kabisa in Jesus name.
Yes.
Amen.
Thousands of KANU loyalists draped in red shirts and waving party flags had gathered from dawn to accompany Gideon Moi to Kabarnet, where he was scheduled to present his nomination papers ahead of the November 27th by-election. Their mood was charged but hopeful, many convinced that the day would mark Gideon's official return to politics and the rebirth of the Moi political dynasty. But as the hours dragged on, that hope turned to anger, suspicion, and raw betrayal.
No Gideon Moi election. No Gideon Moi election.
By mid-morning, the crowd began to sense something was off. Gideon Moi was nowhere to be seen. His convoy, which was expected to snake its way from his home to the IEBC offices, never appeared. Instead, whispers started circulating that a closed-door meeting between Moi and Ruto the previous night had ended in tension and uncertainty. Rumors spread that the president had leaned heavily on Gideon to drop out of the race to pave way for a UDA candidate. The mere mention of Ruto's name sent the crowd into rage. The chants grew louder, echoing through Kabarnet town. "WANTAM, WANTAM," they roared. Their anger spilled into the air like wildfire. The message was clear. Baringo was rebelling against Ruto's perceived political arrogance. For a region long considered part of Ruto's Rift Valley stronghold, this was more than just heckling. It was an open defiance. Residents accused the president of political bullying, claiming he was sabotaging Moi's candidature through threats, intimidation, and behind-the-scene manipulation. To them, this was not just about a by-election, it was a fight for dignity, a stand against what they called Ruto's attempt to crush any alternative voice in the Rift Valley. The hostility caught UDA officials off guard. Every mention of Ruto's name was met with jeers and chants demanding his exit in 2027. Security officers struggled to control the surging crowd as emotions boiled over. Many of the protesters said they had traveled long distance to witness Gideon Moi's return, only to be left standing in disbelief. The atmosphere was tense. The frustration soon turned into anger against the system. For many in Baringo, Gideon Moi still symbolizes a sense of respect and leadership tied to the region's political heritage. His sudden silence and absence at the IEBC offices felt like a betrayal orchestrated from above.
Kanama work, I do not need a handshake. I need the people of Baringo's handshake. Do me, come on, automatic everything. Or me, everything becomes automatic.
As the evening wore on, political observers noted that the incident marked one of the most public rejections Ruto has faced within his own turf. It painted a picture of a president losing touch with the very people who once cheered his rise to power. The heckling, though spontaneous, carried deep political meaning. It was a warning shot from a community that feels ignored and disrespected. The Baringo drama also signaled a possible resurgence of Gideon Moi's influence. Even without his physical presence, his supporters managed to dominate the day's narrative. They turned what could have been a quiet IEBC event into a political statement that will likely ripple across the Rift Valley. Their numbers, their passion, and their defiance sent a clear message. The Moi name still commands loyalty, and attempts to silence it will only awaken deeper resistance. Behind the scenes, questions are mounting over what exactly transpired in the meeting between Ruto and Moi. Did Gideon Moi succumb to pressure? Was he offered a deal to stay out of the race? Or did he pull back strategically, waiting to strike later? The silence from both camps only fuels the speculation, leaving Kenyans guessing whether this is a temporary pause or the beginning of a bigger political confrontation. Whatever the truth, one thing is clear: the events in Baringo have shaken Ruto's image of control in the Rift Valley. The chants of WANTAM were not just empty noise, they were a reflection of discontent brewing within his own backyard. If Ruto's team underestimated Gideon Moi's ability to rally emotional support, today's drama proved them wrong.
No Gideon, no election. No Gideon, no election.
By evening, Kabarnet was calm again, but the political dust refused to settle. The absence of Gideon Moi left more questions than answers, but his supporters made sure their message was heard across the nation. Their anger, their chants, and their defiance have added a new twist to Kenya's shifting political landscape. For Ruto, the Baringo rebellion may just be the first open crack in the once solid Rift Valley region. And for Gideon Moi, even in silence, he seems to have reminded Kenya that the Moi name still echoes loudly in the land his father once ruled.
Ya